Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're studying a book called The Storm Castle from Oxford Reading Tree. It's a book series, and these days we are going to read the books of this series, and today we'll be studying the new one, the first one, which is called The Storm Castle, as you know. Okay, so let's get started. So this is a book cover, and it looks like this. Let's get started. Nadim's mom and dad had to go away, so Nadim came to stay at Biff and Chip's house. Nadim had a bag with all his things, but he had a big box too. "What's in that big box?" asked Chip. "Wait and see," said Nadim. The children went to Biff's room. Nadim had the big box. He opened it and took out his computer. "Brilliant," said Chip. "I've got some new computer games," said Nadim, "but we can play with them later. I've got something else to play with." "Nadim has some robots. These are great," said Kipper. "I'm going to get one of these. This is my favorite." Biff and Chip had a robot too. They went to fetch it. "We're going to have a great time," said Nadim. Wilf came to play. He had one of these new toys. It was a spacecraft. Biff, Chip, Wilf, and Kipper played with all of the toys. Kipper said he wanted to be a robot when he grew up. "You can't," said Biff. "People can be robots." Chip and Nadim played on the computer. One of Nadim's new games was called Storm Castle. It looked exciting. "It's quite hard," said Nadim. "I'll show you how to play, then you can have a go." "It look great," said Chip. Everyone watched Nadim play Storm Castle. "You will have to go through the rooms," she said. "But there's a danger in every room. Look, in the first room, the floor opened. You could fall through." But Nadim didn't. "That was clever," said Chip. Nadim was good on the computer. He got through all the rooms safely. "Chip can have a go next," said Nadim. "You can all have a go if you like. You are brilliant at it," said Chip. "I won't be very good when I have my go." Suddenly, the magic key began to glow. "Oh no," said Biff. "I don't want the key to glow. I don't want a magic adventure. I want to play Nadim's computer. I don't want a magic adventure either," said Chip. "I think I know where it'll be taking us." "Where do you think it'll be?" asked Skipper. "Storm Castle," said Chip. "Oh no," said Wilf. "I don't think we are going to like this adventure. Storm Castle is full of dangers." "So it's a good job Nadim is with us," said Biff. The magic didn't take them inside the castle. It took them to a desert. Storm Castle was in front of them. "Why didn't the magic key take us inside the castle?" said Wilf. "And where's Nadim?" asked Chip. "Oh no, giant robots," said Wilf. "Run for it!" The children ran as fast as they could. The robots were not fast, but there was lots of them. We'll have to get into the storm castle," said Biff. "Come on." The children saw a bridge. It was the only way to the castle. This is the way in, said Wilf. The robots can't get across it. I hope it's safe, said Chip. It's a long way to fall. Suddenly, the bridge began to open in the middle. Jump for it, called Chip. If it opens too much, you won't get across. Biff and Kipper ran as fast as they could. Then they jumped across. Wilf was still on the other side. The gap was getting wider and wider. Come on, Wilf, called Biff. You can do it. Run as fast as you can and jump. We'll grab you. Wilf ran and jumped. Hooray! He made it, shouted Kipper. The gate of the castle was closing. It was getting lower and lower. The children ran as fast as they could. Chip ran to the gate and rolled under it. Come on, he shouted. We don't want to be shut out of the castle. They got under the gate just in time. Then it shut with a loud clank. Biff didn't like the adventure much. It was hard work. It's not fair, she said. This is Adam's adventure, and he's not even here. The children came to 3 doors. They didn't know which one to open. I think we should go through this one, said Wilf. It looks like a keyhole. He pushed the door and it began to open. Come on, let's go through it, he said. The door shut and they found themselves in a room full of mirrors. Each mirror made them look funny shape. In one mirror, they looked fat and round. In another, they looked long and thin. Another, they had funny shaped heads. The mirrors made them look so funny that they all laughed and laughed. I've got an enormous hand and a little thin body, laughed Wilf. I hope we don't go on looking like this, said Chip. Think what Mom and Dad would say. Kipper looked in one mirror, but he couldn't see anything. That's funny, he said. Come and look at this mirror, everyone. It doesn't work. It isn't a mirror, laughed Chip. It's a doorway. In the door was a monster. Biff, Chip, and Wilf were frightened. They ran away, but Kipper didn't. He wasn't afraid at all. He had always wanted to have an adventure with a monster in it, and this monster didn't look very frightened. The monster tried to frighten Kipper. It jumped up and down and yelled, "Arr! Arr!" Kipper yelled back. Aren't you frightened? Asked the monster. Not at all, said Kipper. I've always wanted to meet a monster like you. The monster was friendly. He told the children that they had to go through a maze. What's a maze? Asked Kipper. The monster showed them a map of the maze. He showed them how to get through it. Don't get lost, said the monster. The children went into the maze. Soon they came back in a dead end. I think we went wrong on the last turning, said Biff. We have to go back. Wilf remembered the monster map. I think I know which way to go, he said. Follow me. The children came to a hall with squares on the floor. Some squares had a number on them. 3 was a doorway at the end of the hall, but it was high up in the wall. How do we get up to that door? Asked Kipper. I wish None was here, said Biff. He'd know. The children had to cross the numbers and stand on an empty square. That right one would take them to the door. The wrong one would drop them through the floor. How do we know the right square? Asked Chip. Suddenly Biff said, I know which one it is. Biff began to cross the floor. It is this way, she said. This way to the squares add up to 6. I don't get it, said Chip. How do you know the way that leads to the right square? All rest out of 15, said Biff. I still don't get it, said Chip. Biff was right. The square lifted the children up to the door in the hall. Chip looked at the floor. I see, he said. All the squares add up to 15, whichever way you can cross them. Only one way add up 6. Mind you don't fall, said Biff. They came to a new room with a nasty-looking robot began to come toward them. Help! Said Kipper. It's gonna get us. The robot came closer. That's funny, said Chip. It's just like the one of Adam's toy. So Chip began to laugh. I'm not frightened of this robot, he said. Come on, everyone, he called. Help me to push. He ran to the robot and gave it a push. The others helped. The top of the robot began to open. Look who's inside, said the Kipper. Nadim was sitting inside the robot. That was clever of you, said Chip. He said, how did you know I was inside here? Because I wrote a story about robots at school, said Chip. Well done, Chip, said everyone. The magically glowed and the adventure was over. Nadim was sorry. It was fun being the master of Stormcastle, he said. We had to go through the castle, and you didn't, said Biff. You can put your computer away, and we will have a game of football. Okay, guys. So this is the end of the book, and comment down below if you would like to answer these questions at the end of the book. It says, after reading, ask yourselves, why did Nadim enjoy the adventure? What did he mean by saying he was the master of Stormcastle? And then maybe you can answer it in the comments below. And then the next one is, did Biff, Chip, and Kipper and Wilf enjoy that adventure? You can also comment that down below. Also, another one can be, was there a storm in the story? Talk about how there is another meaning of the word storm, which is to attack. Well, guys, this is the end of the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out, guys.